war, I can attest to a war of words, especially between the supporters of Blessed Geza, as well as Barakashi and the likes of Temba Mliswa. Everybody is in arms. Temba Mliswa has made very serious claims in an attempt to try and soil the revolution of Blessed Geza, that the previous 2017 coup was a multifaceted coup where everybody participated, and he said he was getting information from the late SB Moyo, being calculative there, Temba Mliswa, and also being heartless in some way, using someone who has passed away, who cannot actually defend himself. But guess what? Susan Mutami could not let Temba Mliswa go on with his lies without exposing him. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So let me just play a little bit of a voice of Temba Mliswa on what he says.
Teacher, thank you very much for those questions. I think they're very important at this juncture so that Zimbabweans stick to constitutionalism and they have an understanding on what happened. I was very involved in that whole process so that people know that the late SB Moyo would give me information. And if you follow my Twitter at the time, I converted it to being the People's Commissar. If you go back, whatever I said was happening because he was telling me what is happening so that I could put it on Twitter. So it was never a coup in the first place. It was a national consensus by the people. And the war veterans led this. And the war veterans then were led by Comrade Matema Danda and Comrade Mahia, who are still there today, who believed that it was important that there was change in leadership. And change in leadership, there was pressure that had to be put on to the former late president. That issue was again accepted by the opposition party. The opposition parties which were in agreement. The late Morgan Changire was in agreement with it, so was Nelson Chamisa at the time. So though and other political parties. So it was a national consensus first of all. So it was never a coup, it was a national consensus and which would be done peacefully with a match so that you pressurize the president to then leave office in a constitutional manner. That being the case, the current vice president was in China at the time, and there was a report that said that upon his arrival at the Harare International Airport, he was arrested. That brought in the presidential command guard, which was led by Brigadier General, then Lieutenant General Sanyatwa. He then did use those troops to go and welcome the president, the vice president, who was commander.
You know, I think Emerson Tambutsomnanga made the biggest blunder in terms of hiring Temba Mliswa out of all the people to actually spin propaganda for him. I can attest to you, the man is so terrible. Guess what? As quickly as he did that, Susan Mutami responded and said, "Dear Temba Mliswa, please don't lie to the people of Zimbabwe. SB Moyo never gave you any information, nor did he have your number in his phone book. Being the motto mouth that you are, you were only approached at the 11th hour to go around SADC and spew nonsense to regional leaders, bribe a few to sanitize the coup, and hold brief interviews. I was well aware of what was happening on the ground, and I'm still very much aware of what's going on at present, by the way. The only phone number that you had was Matanda's, which you only started comms after the coup. Kana uri sewe, mira uone, uchanakirwa, isu tirive action." And I mean, she uses the words of Blessed Geza at the end there. So, Susan Mutami, I think I've always told people, of course, a lot of people disregard what she says, but this woman has a lot of information. She was involved with a lot of top government officials, and I strongly believe up to today she still has, influence, and she still gets some information, and she is on the know-how of what is politically obtaining at the moment in Zimbabwe. Looking at Temba Mliswa, he was recorded this video apparently in some bushy area where it's difficult to tell exactly where he is. So Susan Mutami correcting the false statement that is being. I think in this statement, Temba Mliswa was trying to denigrate the role of retired General Chwenga, saying retired General Chwenga was in China when the coup was taking place. He had to be saved by Sanyatwe, who sent the military to save him because Robert Gabriel Mugabe had planned his arrest at the airport. This is misrepresentation of facts. Sanyatwe would not have done so if not given instructions by retired General Chiwenga. If it wasn't for the coordination prowess and tactical prowess of retired General Chiwenga. So this is really misrepresentation of facts, and he is of the opinion that what happened in 2017 was not a coup. It was a coup. It was a coup. It was not constitutionally done. The military usurped power. Of course, cunningly so, because the impression that was given, others ended up saying it's a soft coup. A coup was downplayed to be something else. And obviously, SADC, knowing SADC for what it is, because look at what is happening in Madagascar, it will do nothing on what has just transpired in Madagascar. I can attest to you that even Emerson Tambutso Mnangagwa is trying so desperate to use individuals like Temba Mliswa. They are insignificant when it comes to actually what is politically obtaining in Zimbabwe. And Temba Mliswa, just like Professor Jonathan Moyo, they are once again, this time around, playing for a wrong team, a team that is losing. It will go eventually. At the moment, when you look at it, they are seemingly in control, but they are not in control. Something big is coming. Just watch the space. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe